Hello everyone, Kenny Shepard here from the Madera Speedway, actually the Madera Studio. I wish we were at the Madera Speedway, but here to give you a Madera Speedway update, April 2nd, 2020. Madera Fairgrounds is completely shut down. The Speedway's vacant right now. To give you an update, again, nothing's changed in this category as far as when we're reopening. April 30th, we're completely shut down for sure until that point. I think the next 2 weeks will give us a little better forecast of what's to come, if there's something, if May's a reality or not. I haven't given you an update for over in a week because I definitely want to give you the best content, best information I possibly can. I'm in touch with a lot of really good people up at the state, people at the county, people in the motorsports industry. So right now we're shut down April 30th for sure until that date. Next 2 weeks again, I think things will change dramatically, and that'll give us a pretty good forecast as to whether we're able to get back to business in May, June, or whatever the situation may be. As far as the race schedule, I'll update you in a few minutes on some different parameters there to give you a little peek at what the schedule could look like. But right now, it's basically the next 2 weeks. We're watching and monitoring. So I'll give you an update here in a few minutes on the schedule. I want to touch on some other points of business. Tonight is the first esports, junior esports series race. I want to bring you up to speed on that. It's the next 6 weeks. There will be 6 races for our junior drivers. This was an idea that a lot of us have had. iRacing is pretty popular right now, but for the last couple of years, myself in particular, I've looked at using iRacing, would like to map the Madera Speedway and use it as a training program for our junior drivers or for kids trying to come into our program. So the esports series that's happening right now, it's Rod at Raceface is hosting that. He's putting it on. The Madera Speedway is a sponsor of it. We certainly took a lot of our kids. We were able to guide them to this series and for the Madera Speedway, we put up several $1,000s for the purse. So to give our kids something to race for and to have some fun. But again, Rod from Raceface is running that program. He'll interact with everyone on that. We're a sponsor of it. We're just incredibly busy at this point, so it wasn't in our wheelhouse to be able to operate an iRacing series at this time. We may do something in the winter months down the road, but we're the sponsor of this one. So to all the kids competing, good luck, have fun. And we hope to see all of our junior late model drivers as well as everyone else very soon at the Madera Speedway. So we'll be watching, have fun in that series, and we hope that the purse we provided gives you a little something to race for. So on the race schedule, let's jump over there real quick. On the race schedule, there's several scenarios that I'm working on. So I've had many drivers reach out to me and they'd like to know what the schedule looks like. I've had a lot of drivers they want information on what particular dates will look like. This is really a moving target at this point, and the reason is, if we're able to race starting, let's say, May the 2nd, that looks much different than if we were to start on May 16th, or June the 1st, or June 15th, or even something in July if we were to start. All of that looks completely different, so I don't think it makes a lot of sense for me to put out multiple schedules and continue to update it every couple of weeks. So that's why we've held it. But I will let you know the overall scheme of what I'm working on. Any of the television dates, they will remain the same. So at this point, we're not racing until May, for sure. May 2nd would be, even in a perfect world, which I'm not too optimistic about May 2nd right now from the information I'm getting. But even we start racing in May, the last weekend in May will be a televised race. So that, in fact, I'm setting that up as a double header right now. The 29th and 30th of May would be a double header. So you go to the June race, that televised, that MAV TV date, that last weekend in June, that race will stay intact. That is a race weekend, the last weekend in July, and so on and so forth. If you see a MAV TV televised date, those are not changing unless they're canceled and rescheduled, or actually postponed, not scheduled or not canceled. So the TV dates will remain the same. So I'm working around that calendar. Now from there, we've already lost a March TV race and 2 Aprils. So right now, one of those, the March date, will plug into the Friday night of May 29th. So we have 2 makeup races, hypothetically, at this point. So there's other places I'm scheduling those in, perhaps a doubleheader or a standalone weekend. So that's kind of the options right now. So again, if we were to lose May, that changes the complexion of the schedule dramatically. If we lose something into June, that changes it even more, so it becomes more condensed. But for a lot of our traveling teams, we're really trying to compress this into the summer months as much as possible. We do have some double headers. I know I've had a lot of feedback, good and bad. So we do have some double headers scheduled, and we'll do our best on the schedule. Club races, let me touch on this. The last few updates, I've not touched on club racing or local racing. It's really been the focus on the TV series. The reason is the TV groups and the teams, they travel. We've got a lot of teams that schedule a lot of flights that come from out of state, a lot of motel rooms, a lot of things of that nature. So that's where I've really touched on that area. But the club racing is just as important as the television show. That's where people train to get into the TV show. They have a lot of fun. A lot of testing goes on in the club races. So they're a high priority. So it's same thing. We're trying to keep all of the scheduled dates intact once we reopen, and then scheduling double headers. You may see some Friday and Saturday night club races, for example. Want to clarify something at this point. We're not planning on a Friday night club race with a Saturday night TV race. It would be 2 TV races or 2 club races of that nature. So we're working on that. We're also working very closely with the Madera Fairgrounds and with the state on scheduling. And they have really been very considerate, very professional to work with through this process, and they're giving us priority. So they're moving other things off of the grounds or helping us to work with the other groups that would be a full grounds event. So we're working very, very well with the fairgrounds on making our schedule happen and plugging all the dates in we possibly can. And our goal at this point is to recapture every single date. Special events, I want to touch on this. As our schedule, as I'm working on the prioritizing of our schedule, we have our television shows, the MAV TV shows. Then we have our club races, and club races are from the late models, MSTs, Toyota sedans, all of our club racing. From the club racing, we have special events and travel groups. So special events would be a major tractor pull, or for example, the California Dream 100. Robert Copley's put a lot of work into this. We put a lot of work into this. There's a lot of sponsorship components. The California Dream 100 is a mega event, kind of like our short track shootout, but for the 4-cylinder and the mini stock guys. So it's really neat. We've got Dan Myrick's group that's coming in as the undercard to the California Dream 100, and it's a MAV TV televised night of racing. That's clear out the last weekend of August. So that date is intact. We feel very good about that, and that event will not get moved to move local club racing. I've had a lot of questions about this. Would we move that for club racing or a TV night? That's a major event. It will stay intact. In fact, our club racers, our late models will race on that night with them. So a little bit update there on the schedule. If you've got any questions, certainly email me. I can give you the information I've got. But at this point, I put a lot of time, and I'm working on it every day. I have 4 different schedules, 4 schedules mocked up at this point, one of which starts, as I noted before, first weekend in May, halfway through May, June, and then June 15th, and I'm even mocking a schedule up right now that would start July 1st if need be. So I'm working on a lot of contingency plans, so we're covered with pretty much any angle to get a full season in. Let's jump over to some fun news instead of the negative news. Fun news for us, we're racers. We like racing. It's hard to believe, but in this downtime, we're still producing a lot of MAV TV content. We still have episodes that we're putting out, so fans in TV land across the country can watch a lot of what we do at the Madera Speedway. So we're working right now on the Austin Herzog special airs. We just finished it, I should say. We've been doing interviews up until right when this took place. We were out in the field doing interviews just up until 2 weeks ago on this, in fact. So Austin Herzog special, it airs April the 9th. The Joey East special airs on April the 23rd, and that's what, we've got a very small crew here. It's just Quan, Matt, and myself, very isolated, working at our studio. And that's what's being produced right now. So the Joey East special will air on April the 23rd. Then on May 7th, we have a surprise that we're working on. It's we've kind of got some ideas on what we're working there, so there'll be some announcements what airs on MAV TV. But during this process, what we're also doing, we're putting a lot of time into posting. We thought it'd be a lot of fun to take our YouTube channel, Short Track TV, and give people a site where they can go watch content for free during this time. So I came up with it. Guys roll their eyes at me, but crazy idea. We've produced 84 episodes to date. At the end of these next 2 episodes, by the end of April, it will have been 84 episodes since 2015 we have produced for television, not counting specials like the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame and other things we've produced. So 84 episodes, it's amazing what we've done. And to relive that and to allow our fans to relive that, we decided to post 60 episodes in 60 days on MAV TV. So again, 60 episodes in 60 days, one a day. We're posting to Short Track TV, our YouTube channel, and it's youtube.com/Short Track TV. That's where you go, just subscribe, and that way you'll get updated on each one that comes up, each new episode. But every day at noon, we will populate the Short Track TV YouTube channel with an episode. So we started with the 8 episodes in 2015. They're 8 30-minute episodes. It's kind of fun. You see the old commercials, and for me, I kind of laugh at it because it's, the good old days, but boy, did it start off rough with a tiny crew, and then we've gotten much, much bigger and better at what we do. But fantastic racing, incredible side-by-side, door-to-door action, photo finishes. The racers did their job. It couldn't have been any better to kick this thing off on television. But 2015 is going up now through Sunday. So that's 8 episodes. And then starting Monday, you'll see Short Track TV populate with the 2016 season. So that's an episode. Episode 1 is the Pro Series. Episode 2 will be the Junior Late Model Series, and 3 the Pro Series, and so on and so forth. That's 16 episodes there. Then 2017, the same thing, Pros and Juniors. And then 2018, we're going to populate that channel all the way through the end of 2018. So 60 episodes in 60 days we're putting out there on our Short Track TV YouTube channel for all the fans to enjoy. So hopefully that'll give you guys something to watch. I know even all of the work reprogramming and reliving these episodes, it's been a lot of fun, and I think it'll be really neat to see history archive, the drivers that came through the program, pretty amazing, the young drivers that are heading up to NASCAR land right now. Once we're finished with that, we've actually got content all the way back to 2012, so there's a lot of local races that might be MST races, Toyota sedan races, Madera late models, the late models before it became the TV show when Cole Custer was up running, and different drivers that are way up the sport right now. So we'll end up posting a lot of that content as well. So we're working hard here at the studio for you. I'm working hard on the schedule for you. A lot of really good connections with the state. We've got a lot of great support. So I think hopefully we get this stuff past us as quickly as possible, and we get back to some racing sometime as soon as possible. But whatever the situation is, I've got contingency plans, working on multiple schedules and rearranging this. So we'll get back to racing. Last thing I want to give a shout out, 5150 and Nut Up, as well as our other sponsors, but Nut Up Industries, 5150, please support them. They've been absolutely incredible. They're so supportive. What we're doing with YouTube right now, it's really with the horsepower of Nut Up and 5150 that gives us the ability to do that, to do the esports sponsorship that I put out from the Madera Speedway, and so many things we're doing. As you drivers know, it comes from the horsepower of our sponsors. So if you get a chance, visit nutup.com or visit 5150's website and make a purchase there. Tell them, thank you by the way of, NutUp has some great healthy products. Support the brands that support our sport is what I always say. So again, be safe. Look for another update here, probably about a week, and keep an eye on our Short Track TV YouTube channel for some great content. We'll catch you guys soon.